Hello YouTube, the Phoenix of Chaos here, aka Madman Mario, aka due to many users, I don't even know what to call myself these days, but that's beside the point. Here I am in Rogue Legacy, a roguelite game which has a bit of Metroidvania approaches to it, and it's quite interesting. As you can see, I've done more than a little bit of work on this, so let's hop into it. No, apparently I already have a character. Okay, so usually you get to pick between 3 characters. I've already picked mine apparently, I forgot about this. So yeah, here we are. This is my character. She's a spell sword. She can cast her spells, and they do a fair amount of damage, or she can cast powerful spells. Takes more mana, but does more damage. And she also has a mysterious lightsabery sword. So, I've recently finished the game for the 6th time, so here we go. Let's give Charon 70% of the money, and hop into it. So, the objective of this game usually is to get as much money as you can in order to upgrade and help your future generations. And it is turn to beat these bosses. At the moment, there's none of the bosses beaten. We're going to look for the castle boss first, called Kaida the Guardian. I think that's his name. Whoopsie. This is not a place I want to be. So already, because we're in like such a high difficulty, it's pretty intense stuff. This is not the best of ideas to let's play a game which requires such concentration. Our patterns, and if you mess it up it hurts, but you can hurt them right back, so all's good that ends well, I suppose. So the map is randomly generated every time unless you pay the architects, and I'll talk more about that in a bit. Just got too far. Gotcha. It's not usually this, like usually it manages a bit faster than this. I guess it's because of recording. Ow, spikes. Life lesson, spikes hurt. Oh, okay, I don't believe we can do this one. That was a fairy chest room, and the objective was to get through that little gauntlet without any damage. I don't believe I'm good enough for that! Especially when I nearly hit myself there and then. Oh dear. Yep. Nope. I'm just grateful these aren't another type of enemies. Spike balls don't really do a lot of damage, but they're virtually indestructible unless you have some sort of really damage repulsion armor. I hate zombie shnoos. Yeah, they're just fancy zombies. They're immune to knockback, and as you can see, they're pretty harmful. So that was the first attempt at Rogue Legacy plus 6. Didn't end well, but hey, she managed to kill the boss at the previous round, so I'm not complaining too much. Hokage, but oh yeah, 3 of the classes right here. You've got Hokage with Dyslexia and Dwarfism, which really just means, gameplay-wise, she's shorter than normal. You have the Spelunket with Dementia. Dementia's interesting. It lets you, well, it sometimes summon enemies that aren't actually there. So, easy way to tell these days is if it's not the right level of difficulty. And you have dragons. Yeah, dragons aren't actually all that good. I think I'm going to re-roll. So this time we have a Lich Queen, a Barbarian Queen, and an Archmage. I'm going to go with the Barbarian Queen. She's got Savant, which randomizes the spells every time she casts it. This time it's Scythe, this time it's a Giant Sword of Death, this time it's a Giant Sword of Death, this time it's Scythe, this time it's a Chakram. She can shout away. Giant Sword, Chakram, Giant Sword, Scythe, Axe, Chakram, Axe. You get the hint, it changes every time. Sometimes it feels the same. Yeah, but during the game you get to unlock different things. I've already unlocked them all, so when I say all, I mean all. Now, usually, this guy here, the 3rd guy, would lock the castle down. I'm going to do that for every run. Not advisable if you're playing the game for serious, because it doesn't mean you get as much money, because he takes 40% of however much gold you manage to earn. Couple that with the up to 100% bill Charon gives. He took 70% of my gold. He took 70% of it, and that was it, him being nice. So anyway, here we go. Back into the castle, this time as my Barbarian Queen with random spells. You can see it's the same map, we already have some areas of the map. Barbarian Queen, very useful for repelling enemies and just plain destroying particles on the screen. Oh, no, this is not where I want to be. There we go. So just shove the particles away, whack away, retreat. Realise he died, grab the money, move on. Whoops, I forgot about this room. Yeah, depending on the runes and equipment you have can have some extra abilities. For instance, I have the double. There we go. I have a double, triple, and I believe a quadruple jump. as well as 2 air dashes. I do not want to hit that picture because it's actually an enemy, and a very nasty one at that. Yeah, the armor can give you all sorts of things. In this case, I've got 5 runes of vampirism, as you can see on the bottom. I can't show you with the mouse, I forgot about that. But yeah, it shows that I am using 5 runes of vampirism, which each one restores my health by 2. Oh god. Restores my health by 2 on every... Ow. No. Actually, I can do it if I spam. 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 Barrel spam. 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 And got it. So yeah, fairy chests used to hold the runes, but because I've got them all, they instead hold random stat boosts. In this case, it increases my base HP by 5, which ain't bad, especially if you combine them all together. No, apparently I could have done it. Invernites. Fair damage, high amount of health. Ow. Thankfully, vulnerable to knockback. Now once you've memorised how they attack, defeating them is actually a rather simple game of cat and mouse. Hopefully you're the cat, because real cat and mouse doesn't always end well for the cat, for the mouse. Look, spikes, spikes, spikes. Problem is there's a visionary eyeball thing up there, and he has projectiles that penetrate walls and can lock onto you perfectly from any distance in his range. Thankfully, he doesn't have much HP. Ow, spikes. Yeah, there's actually a surprising amount he can break, the barbarians. I mean, all they do is shout, and they manage to... Well, they can even destroy background objects. See that chandelier? Boom! Ah, here we go, the boss. That was actually a lot easier than I anticipated it would be. I suppose it's because I saved the room. Okay, so, meet the gatekeeper. Kaido. So, this one is stationary, which is different from every other boss in the game. I'm just doing the easy way, really. I can't do a lot of damage, but he can't even touch me with his projectile reliance. I mean, all I'm doing is just about doing. And, yeah, really, it's just a question of persistence. Boom, dead. So yeah, every boss has their own arena. In this case, Kaido's is actually the smallest of the boss arenas because all the others require certainly some mobility. However, because Kaido is pretty much in the area surrounded by these 6 chandeliers, you can see that it was quite a big boss. If I didn't have the Faradoo on my side, I'd have had to dodge all those bullets, including the round him ones. I mean, I may have been able to get a couple of down attacks on him, but nah. Let's just take our chest of 3 random power-ups, one of which is actually useless, annoyingly. Since I've already got enough weight load to be able to equip the strongest armor in the game, which he does have, I can't blummin' use it. So, there we go. Kaido is bested. As you can see, the door is now closed and I cannot re-enter. So, from here on out, we really have a choice. We can go up to the mire, we can go out to the forest, or we can go down to the land of darkness. I will be taking the way to the right, because in-game, the next boss in the sequence is the Alexander the Forgotten, who you will be seeing in due time. I actually struggle more with these basic enemies than I do with the bosses. That's how tough the game gets on New Game Plus 3. Ah, too tall. Oh god, I got dead. Yep, dead. She had a fairly good one. Alright, so that's enough of Rogue Legacy to give you a hint of what this playthrough is going to be like, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to continue watching, go ahead. If you feel like subscribing, please consider it. I'd appreciate it, every subscriber counts. And until then, there's not really a lot to say, so with that in mind, thanks for watching, Phoenix out.